My name is Taylor Burroughs, and today I will be presenting to you my senior undergrad research project titled Stress-Related Behaviors Following Chronic CBD Exposure. This study looked at chronic treatment of CBD on C. elegans and how it affects their stress-related behaviors when introduced to a stressful environment. General background on CBD. CBD is widely used by people for a variety of different reasons, mainly to reduce anxiety and to reduce pain. CBD can be found in many products, including capsules, gummies, and oils. It works by acting on the endocannabinoid system. It is believed to bind and activate the same receptors that endocannabinoids act on. These include the CB1 and the CB2 receptors. Research is limited when looking at CBD. Researchers have used humans as models for CBD research and treatments for anxiety. Two researchers looked at anxiety simulated by public speaking and social phobias and found that CBD use decreased levels of anxiety in both patients. Researchers have also used rodent models, more specifically rats, to model CBD research. They found that CBD does not help with rats' hyperactive levels, nor did it improve any of their symptoms. Another researcher found that chronic administration of CBD produced stress-like effects rather than the relaxing effects of CBD is known for. C. elegans can be modeled using stress to resemble the same human stress experience. C. elegans express stress when they experience a rapid change in the environment. Stress can be observed in C. elegans through tremors. CBD can affect the locomotion and the behavior of C. elegans. So with this research and the past research on CBD in humans and C. elegans, I hypothesized that CBD will decrease stress-related behaviors in C. elegans. So to test this hypothesis, I took 697 worms that were young adult wild type, and the control group was pre-treated with an oil-based solution 3 days prior to the trial, and the experimental group was treated with the CBD oil solution 3 days prior to the trial. Experimental plates were made containing CBD solution mixed with NGM agar, and the control plates were made containing an oil-based solution mixed with NGM agar. And the C. elegans were kept on these plates at 20 degrees Celsius. Now this experiment was a blind study, so I did not know whether plate A or plate B was the experimental group and which one was the control group. So to start, the C. elegans were washed off of plate A with a room temperature solution. They were then put onto a microscopic plate to record for 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes, the number of worms that presented tremors were recorded. This was repeated for plate B. Now, plate A and plate B were used again, but this time a saline solution was used to wash the worms off of plate A. The saline solution washed off the worms and then they were placed on a heat plate set at 37 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes. The solution was then placed onto a microscopic plate and recorded for 2 minutes, in which the number of worms that presented tremors was recorded. This was repeated for plate B. An ANOVA test was used to determine if there was a significant difference in the data from the groups. The test concluded that there was no significant difference in the interaction between group and temperature. As you can see, the p-value is 0.056, which is close to 0.05, but not exactly there. This graph shows you on the y-axis the percentage of worms with tremors, and on the x-axis the groups, control, or CBD. The bars represent room temperature and heat. You can only see heat bars because they were the only groups that presented tremors. The standard error bars show you the standard error deviation of each group. So in conclusion, the differences between groups approach significance. However, Contrary to the hypothesis, CBD-treated worms experienced more tremors when they were introduced to heat than the control group. This shows that CBD treatments that are chronic increase the sensitivity to stressful environments for C. elegans. People should know that this is important. If they are trying to relieve stress, then acute treatment should be used of CBD rather than chronic treatment to avoid increased sensitivity to their stressful environments. This study was limited by the fact that C. elegans are a good model organism for humans, but they do not necessarily act in the same way that humans would. Future directions. I would like to compare long-term treatments of CBD directly alongside the acute treatments of CBD, and then look at what functions are being activated in the worms when they are exposed to each treatment. This can then be tested in humans to understand if the outcome is the same and if stressful effects are shown or if more relaxed effects are shown in chronic treatment of CBD. I'd like to thank my mentor, Dr. Clerical, and my audience.